Well, hello. I want to say welcome to another career strategy session with me, Latika Vines. Today, I want to recognize the month of May as being Mental Health Awareness Month. But first, if this is your first time joining, I just want to say welcome. Thank you for stopping by and visiting this channel. Please like and subscribe so that you can be notified of all the videos that are posted on this channel. And if you are returning, I just want to say welcome back. So the month of May has been the month that we recognize mental health, and I just want to say that as working moms, as professional moms, as stay-at-home moms, as career moms, it is so important for us to be aware of our mental health. I'm going to tell you that March of 2018, I got sick, which I thought was a cold. I really honestly thought was a cold. And it lingered on for 2 weeks. And I was breastfeeding at the time, so I was limited to what medicine I could take, but I did take some Tylenol cold, and still no relief. I was stuffed up, I was nasally, I was coughing. It was horrible. So my husband finally said, "You need to go to the doctor, or I'm going to take you myself." So I went to the doctor, scheduled an appointment, went to the doctor, and I actually went to see a new doctor because I really did not like my previous doctor. So I went to see this new doctor who I've heard great things about. Saw her, and I told her, my symptoms, what I was going through, and she's like, okay. She did some tests, and she's like, you have a sinus infection. I said, okay, great. I'm thinking, all right, I'm out the door, I'm good to go. But then she said, Latika, you said this has been going on for 2 weeks now. What else has been going on with you? And I was like, oh, nothing. Everything is fine. No, what's really going on? And I just, oh my goodness, cried my eyes out. Cried my eyes out. And I just began to tell her, I am commuting 2 to 3 hours a day back and forth to work. Yes, I telework, but I'm still working, and I still have laundry to do for 4 kids. I'm breastfeeding the baby. I am trying to be the perfect wife for my husband. I'm trying to make sure my kids have home cooked meals. I'm trying to make sure that I'm there for my kids anytime they have something at the school. I have 2 kids in elementary school graduating a few days apart, and I need to prepare for that. I have 4 girls in total, so I have to make sure that I do their hair and make sure their nails look great and their clothes are great. Because even though daddy's here in the morning, he's not a woman, so there are things that he's not going to do or know because he's just not a woman. And I'm trying to be the best employee that I'm supposed to be, and I'm struggling. I am struggling. I am struggling. I'm struggling. And as I'm telling her this, I am crying and crying and crying and crying. And as the Christ-like woman she is, and my birthday twin, she said, Latika, you're lost and you are not connected. And I was like, what in the world? And even though I was going to church and, as a youth minister, a youth leader, as the marriage ministry leader with my husband, I was in the women's ministry. I was doing the youth church on Sundays, every Sunday. Well, first, second, and third Sunday at the time. I was having so much on my plate. Oh, and not to mention trying to be a sister and a friend. And I just couldn't handle it all. I could not handle it all. And she said, you're not being connected. You're not connected to the source, which meant I wasn't there with God. I did not have I just wasn't talking to God because, we know that God, when we're connected with him, he's going to give us the strength and the peace and the understanding that we need to do whatever, to fulfill what we're supposed to do. And I wasn't connected. And she said, okay, there's something going on. And we talked for a little while longer. I probably was in her office for 2 hours. We talked for a little while longer, and she said, you have postpartum depression. And I'm like, oh, but I'm fine. I had a slight depression with Elizabeth, and she was, 3 kids prior to Vivian, my fourth one. And she was like, yeah, that doesn't matter. You have postpartum depression. And she read off all the signs and all the, things that would say that you have postpartum depression. And I was like, wow, okay. She said, the first thing you need to do is take some time off. You really need to assess what you're doing with your life. But you need to be connected. You need to go back and be connected to the source. So studying, prayer, studying, listening to God, you need to be connected to the source. But I'm going to write you this prescription. I need you to talk to someone. I need you to take 2 weeks off from work. I need you to stop, and I need you to focus on yourself. So I was like, oh, okay. And, as she's telling me these things, like, I can see the tears stopping. I can feel the tears stopping, because I felt like, okay, someone is actually listening to me. Someone is actually making sure that I'm okay. So I took the prescription, I took all the paperwork with me, and I went home. And I said, okay. Called my husband and told him what happened and what the doctor said. And I need to go talk to somebody. And during that time off, and during the summer months, talk to people, and and then also I talked to my pastor, told my pastor what was going on. And it's like, I need to get myself together. And one of the things that really caused me the most pain was my job. Again, I was commuting 2 to 3 hours a day. And even though I was teleworking twice a week, that still meant 2 to 3 hours, 3 times a week. I was traveling back and forth to DC. Now, when we moved to the house that we're currently in, we were only 30 miles away from the job. So I didn't think it was a big deal. But over a decade plus, there have been so many people, so many homes, so many infrastructures built on our route to and from work. So that travel time has doubled, tripled. It's been ridiculous, and I recognize that those 2 to 3 hours of me getting up way before anyone in my family, leaving the house at like 5:15 in the morning, so that I can beat the traffic and get to work, and then leave at a decent time so I can be back here at home before 4 o'clock so I can pick up my girls from school off the bus. Stressful. It was so stressful. And so I, told my husband, I was like, it's the job. I gotta let go of this job. I really have to let go of this job, because I can stay home, and I don't care if I have to go work at Target or Walmart. I'll stay home, and I'll cover the bills of the house, the light bill and the water and whatever. But it's killing me. Literally. It is killing me to be doing all of this and making sure that I manage this home. It is really becoming a lot. And at that particular time, it was just like, what am I going to do? I know that I need to, help my husband provide for our family, but I can't do this anymore. I really can't. So, okay, so that was March and then the summer months. So in July of 2018, I said to my husband that I wanted to start my own business and that this business will lead me to quit my full time job so I can be home with the kids, because at the end of the day, we won't have to pay for daycare anymore. And that's a lot of money for two toddlers to be in daycare. So, and so that was July. And so September of 2018, September 15th is when I opened up my own business, Visionary Initiatives, a career development and coaching organization. And I did that with the goal of doing what I had to do, offering individual coaching, group coaching, training, career development training, resume writing, interview coaching, empowering women, um, services so that I can be at home. And so that was September. And then the next month in October, I published my first book. And I said, I'm on a mission. I am on a roll now. And so now, fast forward to May, almost the end of May, I am almost to the goal of where I can quit my job and be home with my kids. So I say all of that to say that me having that breakdown in my doctor's office, me and talking to different people, and then I actually posted a few things on Facebook, to say that I was you know had these symptoms, and people call it the baby blues or whatsoever. And I actually had people call me and say, Latika, when you came by Christmas time, I looked at you and you were not the person I know you of being. I knew something was going on with you. I just didn't know what it was. And then other people saying the same thing. I had been dealing with this for so long, so long, so long. And my daughter, the baby, she was born August 2017. So I have been dealing with this for so long, so long. From her birth, August 31st, 2017, up until March of 2018, I have been a basket case. A basket case. And I just felt like I was the only person in the world. The only person in the world that felt the way that I felt. And so I just want to encourage you that, we recognize mental health awareness this month, but I recognize mental health every single day. Even though I was diagnosed with postpartum depression in March of 2018, I still have bouts. And I think I'm going through one right now. Just because it's still a struggle. It's still a struggle. And I am working full time in DC, and developing my business full time so that I can quit my job. And I'm still managing home, my children, being the wife for my husband, the laundry, the dinner, and I had to cut back on some things in life, and people, because I couldn't do it all, and I can't do it all. So I just want to encourage you that if you are feeling the way that I'm feeling, I strongly, 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 strongly encourage you to go see your doctor. It doesn't matter what doctor it is. Go see your doctor. Whether it be your primary, your OBGYN, whatever doctor it is, even your pediatrician, your kid's pediatrician. Tell someone what you are going through and that you are struggling. Me not noticing or understanding what postpartum was, I didn't really pay attention But since I know what it is and I know how I felt when my doctor said, diagnosed me with postpartum depression, I know those symptoms. And even just the other day, I was at work and I did not want to be there. Did not want to be there. And it was so bad because I got to work 3 hours late. I'm supposed to get up at 4:30 in the morning, and my alarm went off, and I could not get out of bed. Um, I didn't get to work till 9, almost 9:30, and I did not want to be there. I didn't want to be there because I knew that my kids needed me. I knew that, whew, I had stuff to do at home. I knew that me commuting, me going to the job, it's taking a toll. It is really taking a toll on me. Um, and I know I didn't mean to get emotional. I apologize, but I know that there are women before me who've had 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 12 kids and still did what they had to do, um, worked, 2, 3 jobs. I looked at my mother. My mother, she had 5 kids and she was a single mom. And she was a teacher by day. She worked at Safeway at night, and then she had a daycare going on at home. She had so many things going on. And I never saw her struggle. She was good. She always had a smile on her face. And so I thought that's what you were supposed to do. You're supposed to be good. You're not supposed to tell anybody your problems, your troubles. You're good. You're a strong woman. You're independent, even though you're married. You got this. Baby, I didn't have anything. I didn't have anything. And, I know there are women who have more responsibilities than I do, don't have a spouse, um, don't have the salary, don't have the resources that I do, and still made it, which I bless them. I ask God to bless them. Um, but for me, I'm struggling. I am struggling. And it it has been no fun. It has been no fun. Um, so I just want to encourage you as a working mom, as a stay-at-home mom, as a professional mom, as a career mom, as a mom, period. Because whether you work inside or outside of the home, you are a working mom. Um, I just want to encourage you to go speak to someone, go talk to your doctor, tell your doctor how you're feeling. Don't let those emotions get the best of you. And most importantly, as you recognize or as you feel that you can't do it anymore, go to God and just tell God, I can't do it anymore. I can't. And, be honest and say, God, I know you told me that I can do all because you give me the strength, but Lord, right now, I cannot do all. I cannot. I need you to take some things off of my load. I need someone to come here and clean my house. I need someone to take my kids just for an hour so I can sleep. I need someone to do laundry for a day for me. I need someone to make dinner for me. That's what I need from you, Lord. That is what I need. And you ask him, because the Bible says that when you go to him and when you say exactly what you need, that's when he's going to supply for you. That's when he's going to answer. That is when he is going to grant whatever your desire is. When you ask him, you have to open your mouth and ask him. Tell him what you need. Tell him how painful, how much hurt you're in right now because you're trying to do it all and you can't. But it's so important to be connected to him. It's so important that you recognize that your sanity is so important. It is so important. So I didn't want to make this video emotional. I didn't want to be emotional, but I just wanted to be honest with you and just share with you where I've been, my journey, and why I am here today. Because it has not been easy. It has not been easy. And if you know of a friend who you see and she has the quote unquote baby blues, even though her child is 13 years old, go call on her. Go call her, text her, go by her house, go visit her, because she may not be okay. She may not be okay because, you know, we as women, we are perfect at putting on our makeup, making sure our eyeshadow and our eyeliner looks awesome, and still be broken inside. So go check on your friend, go check on your sister, even go check on your mother. Because as much as she says she's okay, she is not. So I just want to thank you for taking the time to listen to my journey and why I am here today, why I feel led to empower women to focus on themselves. And that's the whole mission of Visionary Initiatives, is to help women focus on themselves first, to gain the clarity of their purpose. And that's where I was last summer. I had to focus on myself. I had to really sit down and say, okay, Latiga, what are you doing? What are you doing? And where do you want to go? Focused on myself. And then I was able to gain clarity on my purpose. And then I was able to sit down and figure out a plan to have a successful and satisfying career. So at the moment, I am living that latter part. I have gained clarity. I have focused on myself, gained clarity on my purpose, and am beginning to lead a satisfying and successful career. Because as the career strategist, as the CEO of Visionary Initiatives, it is so fulfilling to be with women like yourself who have walked my shoes, are walking my shoes, who can give me advice as I go down this road. But it's just so important for us women to be together to help each other, because this thing is not easy at all. It is not easy. So if you are interested in a program to help you manage it all, to balance it all, I have a program called Work It, Life It, Self It. Individual or coaching program for individuals like you who need those strategies, who need that closure to understand exactly what it is you're supposed to do, but mainly figure it all out. Figure it all out. How to balance your work, how to balance your life, and how to balance yourself. Throw yourself in there too. This program is a program that I am so proud of. It is birthed from my experience of postpartum depression and how I was able to gain so much from so many people so that I can be where I am today. And even though I have my days, I know that if I stay connected to the source, that I will be okay. And that is exactly what Work It, Life It, Self It is about. And so for 6 weeks, we go through, what it is in your life, what is motivating you, what are your internal and external distractions that are keeping you from doing what you're supposed to do, whether it be in your life or in your career or starting a business, how to balance work, life, and yourself, what self-care means. And I would tell you, as a working mother myself of 4 kids, 4 little girls, I don't have time to go to the spa. And I don't have the money to go to the spa because I'm still paying, a lot of money for daycare for 2 toddlers. I don't have time or money for that. But I have found some really cool things to do for myself that I do myself. And Amazon has been my best friend, and I have just purchased, things off of Amazon, and that's been my daily or weekly self-care. But I share those things in Work It Life Itself It for moms just like yourself who are looking for that balance, looking for strategies, looking for solutions to do it all. So if you are interested in this program, I welcome you to tap the I above to learn more about the program and sign up to be a part of the 6-week program. And I promise you, it's going to help you to be intentional, and it's going to help you to be a lot happier with your decisions and where you're going in your life. So I just want to thank you for taking the time to be with me today. Thank you for understanding that mental health awareness is so important. It is so important. It's important not just for us, but for our children. It is so important. So thank you again for joining today. I ask that you have a wonderful day. And again, if you're interested in Work Life Self-It, please tap the I above and you will learn more about the program. Well, until next time, you take care, and I'll talk to you soon.